They say life tests the strong in ways the world will never see. Every quiet moment, every hidden struggle is a subtle examination of your inner strength. Many believe hardships are punishments, but they are not. They are invitations. Invitations to awaken, to sharpen your spirit, to discover the depth of your own courage. In today's journey, you will uncover why passing these tests with top marks is more than success, it is mastery. You will learn how discipline, when quietly practiced in the unseen moments of life, transforms fear into clarity. You will see how conscious choice under pressure can reveal the path others never notice. These are not common lessons. They are truths often whispered in the shadows of Shaolin wisdom, guiding only those who are awake enough to notice. You will discover the hidden rhythms behind the challenges you face, the subtle forces shaping every decision, every reaction. You will understand how small, deliberate actions, repeated with awareness, become the markers of true victory. This is where the unseen becomes seen, where inner strength is measured not by what the world applauds, but by what the soul silently conquers. By the end of this video, you will understand how every test in life has been preparing you for a moment of quiet triumph, and why celebrating that triumph is not vanity, it is recognition of transformation. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where wisdom meets discipline and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Stay with me until the last moment, for the lessons here will resonate long after the screen goes dark. If your spirit seeks mastery, subscribe now and join the path with us. Your journey toward clarity and strength begins here. Every reflection begins in silence. In the quiet spaces of the mind, where no one watches and no one judges, the truth of who you are waits patiently. Most overlook these moments, distracted by noise, by constant doing. Yet the seeds of mastery grow only where awareness takes root. Observe yourself as a witness, not as a critic. Notice the sudden surge of anger, the hidden hesitation before a choice, the flicker of doubt that slips past your conscious mind. These are not flaws, they are messages. Patterns of thought and impulse are whispers from your deeper self, revealing fears that have shaped your steps without permission. When you watch without judgment, you begin to understand the architecture of your own mind. Mindfulness is the bridge between reaction and choice. Each breath becomes a teacher, each pause a mirror. By noticing the subtle tensions in your body, the racing of your mind, the pull of old habits, you start to untangle the knots that once bound you. You begin to see clearly where fear lurks, where desire pushes you off balance, where old wounds silently direct your actions. This awareness is not passive, it is active presence. When a challenge arises, the mind that has practiced observing itself does not flinch. It notices the impulse to react, the pull toward avoidance, and still it chooses with clarity. It is in these moments, calm and present, that you pass the test. The world may have seen struggle, confusion, or uncertainty, but within you navigate it with quiet precision, guided by the light of self-knowledge. In this space, mastery is born, not from control, not from force, but from the gentle, unwavering act of seeing yourself truly and choosing with wisdom each step forward. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many believe it is chains and limitations, a list of rules imposed from the outside. But true discipline is the opposite. It is the quiet order that arises within, the freedom that comes when chaos no longer dictates your mind. It is the stillness that allows choice to emerge, even in the midst of storms. Long ago, monks in the Shaolin halls would rise before dawn, moving through routines so precise that the body and mind became one. Every posture, every breath, every repetition was an exercise in presence. Meditation was not an escape, it was a sharpening of perception. Focus was not rigid, it was a river flowing through the mind, clearing debris, revealing clarity beneath the currents of distraction. Mastery was born not from sudden acts of greatness, but from the patient, unseen labor of small, consistent actions. Success, in life or in spirit, follows the same principle. It is not the moment of triumph that defines mastery. It is the hours spent unseen, practicing patience, tempering impulses, refining thought and action. The mind learns patterns, the body learns balance, the spirit learns resilience. Over time, the repetition, the routine, the commitment to presence becomes a quiet armor. Even when no one witnesses it, discipline shapes destiny. Choices that once felt heavy now move with ease. The mind no longer wavers at the first sign of difficulty. The inner chaos that once ruled has been transformed into a river of clarity. What appears as effortless success in the world is, at its root, the natural result of unseen dedication, the silent cultivation of strength and harmony within. This is the paradox of discipline. By binding yourself to nothing but awareness and practice, you unlock a freedom that no external circumstance can touch. The mastery that emerges is not taught, it is earned, one quiet, steady step at a time. Resistance always arrives before growth. Fear, doubt, uncertainty, they are not enemies, but guides. They mark the boundaries of comfort, the edges where the spirit is called to expand. Every test carries them, quietly, as if whispering, "Here lies the path you must walk alone." Many turn away, seeking safety in familiarity. Few step forward, and fewer still do so with steady breath. Ancient Shaolin philosophy does not promise the absence of fear. The halls of training, the long hours of meditation, the rigorous forms, these are not designed to shield the monk from anxiety or hesitation. They exist to teach something deeper. Courage is not the silence of fear, but the calm presence within it. To move forward despite trembling, to act despite uncertainty, is the true measure of mastery. When faced with challenge, the mind wants to flee. Thoughts spiral. What if I fail? What if I am not ready? What if I am not enough? Yet the disciplined spirit observes these impulses as clouds passing across the sky of awareness. The fear is noticed, not resisted. The doubt is acknowledged, not obeyed. In that stillness, a choice emerges, not reaction, not avoidance, but deliberate movement through the tension. Passing a test is proof of this practice. It shows that the body, mind, and spirit were aligned enough to meet discomfort head-on. Triumph does not come from ease, it comes from endurance. It comes from sitting with uncertainty, breathing through it, and taking the step that the world would have whispered to postpone. The inner victory is quiet but absolute. You did not run, you did not shrink, you did not allow fear to define your path. In the end, every moment of resistance becomes a teacher, every challenge a mirror. Courage is not an absence, it is the calm that carries you forward when everything within you begs to stop. Every choice begins in silence. The mind may rush to judgment. The heart may pull toward desire, but the actions that endure, that carry weight beyond the moment, are those born of clarity. When thought and intention meet without distortion, when impulse is tempered by reflection, the result is a path aligned with truth rather than convenience. In the quiet practice of mindfulness, one learns to pause before acting, to observe motives, to feel the currents beneath decisions, to notice where ego tugs and where fear whispers. The Shaolin way teaches that even the smallest movement of the body, when guided by clarity, becomes a reflection of inner harmony. Every deliberate act carries power. Every action rooted in integrity echoes far beyond the immediate, shaping character, relationships, and destiny itself. Purity of intention is the currency of success. When the mind acts to impress, to gain, to claim recognition, the effect is temporary, brittle. But when actions arise from awareness, from a deep understanding of what is right in the moment, they ripple outward with lasting consequence. The discipline to pause, to consider, to align action with inner truth is what separates fleeting victories from genuine mastery. Even in hardship, when choices are difficult, the principle holds clarity over convenience, integrity over immediate reward. When the heart and mind move together without hidden agendas, the path opens, obstacles soften, and the results, though they may appear small to the world, reflect a profound inner order. True accomplishment is invisible until lived. It is measured not in applause, not in material gain, but in the quiet certainty that each step taken is faithful to the highest self. Through deliberate, mindful action, mastery is not an external prize. It becomes the state of being, the way one inhabits life itself. True strength is never loud. Power that brags, that seeks recognition, eventually crumbles, for it is built on imbalance. Likewise, humility without the backbone of strength bends easily to circumstance, leaving the spirit exposed. The greatest mastery is found where these two meet, a quiet force anchored in stillness, a gentle presence carrying unshakable confidence. In the Shaolin halls, this equilibrium is cultivated through years of practice. Every stance, every movement, every breath teaches the lesson. Strength alone is incomplete, humility alone is insufficient. The monk learns to move with precision and power, yet to bow with reverence, to strike decisively, yet to restrain the ego, to act in the world without the need for applause, to remain silent when the mind urges to boast. Each repetition, each moment of reflection, strengthens both body and spirit simultaneously. This balance extends beyond technique. Life itself becomes the dojo, and every challenge the test of equilibrium. When fear or pride arises, the inner harmony guides response. One does not react impulsively, nor shrink timidly. Actions are measured, yet fluid. Words are spoken, yet intentional. The heart remains open, the mind alert, the body steady. Confidence is no longer arrogance, it is clarity. Humility is no longer weakness, it is presence. Every achievement reflects this union. Success is not merely the accumulation of skill or knowledge, but the visible trace of inner alignment. When power flows through stillness, when strength rises from awareness, it cannot topple. When humility rests on mastery, it cannot break. The world may see the accomplishment, the victory, the mastery of form, but beneath it lies the true lesson. Equilibrium is the foundation on which enduring success is built. It is here, in the silent harmony of strength and humility, that the spirit moves freely, unshaken, and fully alive. Every challenge carries a hidden purpose. What appears as an obstacle is rarely just a trial. It is a teacher. Life's tests are catalysts, designed not to measure what you already know, but to awaken what has been dormant. They strip away illusions, exposing both fragility and strength, and in that exposure lies transformation. In the quiet practice of awareness, one begins to see how each hardship reshapes the mind and spirit. Fear, doubt, and struggle are not enemies. They are sculptors carving patience from impatience, clarity from confusion, resilience from weakness. With every obstacle, old habits fall away, leaving space for a deeper, more disciplined version of self to emerge. Character is formed not in comfort, but in the pressure that bends and stretches the soul. The Shaolin path teaches that mastery is less about reaching a destination and more about moving through refinement. Every repetition, every disciplined action, every moment of stillness in the face of difficulty prepares the practitioner for unseen tests. When one passes, it is not because the challenge was easy, but because the inner foundation has been strengthened, reshaped, and aligned. The triumph is internal first, the mind steady, the heart calm, the spirit aware, and only then does it manifest outwardly. Passing a test is evidence that transformation has occurred. It signals a step into a higher version of yourself, a self capable of navigating life with awareness, courage, and balance. The trials that once seemed threatening are now understood as necessary guides, and the strength gained through them becomes the quiet power that shapes every future choice. In this way, life does not merely hand out success. It refines, it molds, it elevates. Each test is an invitation to rise, and each victory is the reflection of a self reborn, steadier, wiser, and more awake than before. Mastery never rushes. It does not arrive in flashes of brilliance or sudden moments of recognition. It grows quietly, in the spaces where no one is watching, in the repetition of small acts performed with care, and in the patience to endure what cannot be hurried. The mind learns slowly, the body adapts gradually, and the spirit deepens only with time. The Shaolin tradition has long understood this. Years of silent practice, disciplined routines, and patient observation are the foundation of skill. Each movement is repeated until it becomes instinct, each breath taken with full attention, each day approached as another step along a path that stretches far beyond immediate reward. Patience is not passive, it is active cultivation, a steady shaping of character that no obstacle can undo. Life tests the same principle. Success is rarely born from instant gratification. The victories that endure, that transform the self, come from persistence in the unseen. When the world demands results, mastery whispers to wait, to keep practicing, to trust the process. The path may seem slow, even tedious, but every moment of patient effort strengthens the foundation for what is to come. Your top marks, the sense of accomplishment and growth, are the proof of this quiet labor. They reflect more than talent or fleeting motivation. They are evidence that perseverance, not impulse, guided each step, each deliberate repetition, each moment of restraint, each day spent building without applause has accumulated into something greater than recognition. True mastery is born in this tension between action and stillness, between effort and patience. It is cultivated over time in silence with discipline and awareness. The reward is not only success, but the deeper strength that carries you forward, ready for the challenges, yet unseen, steady in the knowledge that what is built slowly and carefully will endure. No victory occurs in solitude. Every success is part of a larger rhythm, a subtle current that moves through life, connecting effort, opportunity, and timing in ways the mind often cannot perceive. The universe has its patterns, invisible yet precise, guiding the flow of events so that when preparation meets opportunity, the result is harmony. Mindfulness opens the eyes to these hidden currents. In stillness, the mind begins to notice coincidences that are not random, moments when a word, a gesture, or a chance encounter nudges you forward. These are the gentle signals of alignment, the quiet whispers of forces unseen, steering the diligent and aware toward the path that is ready for them. Recognizing them requires attention, not to control, but to understand the connections that already exist. The Shaolin way teaches that mastery extends beyond the body and mind. It includes awareness of the greater flow. The disciplined practitioner does not move against the current, but learns to move with it, adjusting posture, timing, and intention to meet the rhythm of life. Every choice becomes informed by presence, every action harmonized with circumstance. Success then is not only the product of effort, but the reflection of attunement to forces beyond the self. Acknowledging this flow brings gratitude and humility. The achievement is no longer a trophy for ego, it becomes a mirror of alignment, proof that preparation met timing, awareness met opportunity, and persistence met guidance. Recognizing the unseen orchestration behind each triumph deepens respect for life, for the lessons embedded in struggle, and for the quiet wisdom that guides every step. In this understanding, mastery is not measured solely by what is accomplished, but by how fully one participates in the universal rhythm, moving with awareness, patience, and reverence for the subtle, invisible order that supports all success. Celebration is often misunderstood. The world associates it with indulgence, noise, and fleeting pleasure. True celebration is quieter, deeper. It honors effort, growth, and the conscious choices that shape the self. It is the recognition of what has been integrated within, not just what appears accomplished in the outer world. In the practice of mastery, each step forward carries weight. Every moment of discipline, every struggle faced with awareness, every fear confronted and moved through leaves an imprint on the spirit. Celebration is the acknowledgement of these invisible victories. It is the pause to breathe, to feel the transformation that has quietly taken place, and to honor the patience and persistence that brought you here. The Shaolin approach teaches that recognizing achievement is part of the learning. When effort is honored, the mind and spirit internalize the lesson more fully. The repetition, the practice, the careful navigation through challenge, all of it gains meaning when it is consciously acknowledged. Celebration does not create vanity. It reinforces understanding, deepens clarity, and strengthens resolve for what lies ahead. In this way, each act of recognition becomes a guidepost. It marks the integration of knowledge into being, the alignment of intention with action. It transforms success from a fleeting moment into a lasting state of awareness, a quiet mastery that carries forward. The joy felt in true celebration is not clamor. It is presence, gratitude, and understanding. By honoring effort and growth, celebration prepares the spirit for the next challenge. It reminds the practitioner that mastery is a journey, not a destination, and that each test passed, each lesson learned, is a foundation for the trials yet to come. In acknowledging what has been earned within, the path forward becomes clearer, steadier, and ready for deeper transformation. One test passed is not a finish line. Life does not pause to applaud, nor does mastery ever reach completion. Each moment holds subtle challenges, small invitations to refine the self, to deepen awareness, to strengthen discipline. True mastery is a path, not a destination. It unfolds quietly, continuously, in every thought, every action, every choice. The principles that guided success the first time remain essential. Discipline steadies the mind when temptation calls, awareness reveals the currents beneath surface appearances, and courage carries the spirit through uncertainty. These are not tools to be used once and set aside. They are companions for every step forward. When practiced consistently, they transform ordinary days into a series of opportunities for growth. Every sunrise brings subtle tests: patience with another, restraint in a moment of anger, focus when distraction pulls, clarity when decision feels clouded. These are not grand trials, yet they shape the inner landscape more profoundly than any visible victory. The spirit learns through repetition, through quiet observation, through steady application of principles learned in more obvious challenges. Each small test is a mirror, reflecting strength gained in areas still unshaped, inviting conscious refinement. The Shaolin way teaches that mastery is woven through life itself. It is in rising early, in sitting still, in acting with awareness, in carrying oneself with humility and strength. Success is not the end of this practice. It is evidence that the foundation has been laid. The real work continues, every day in moments both seen and unseen, guiding the practitioner toward a deeper alignment of body, mind, and spirit. Passing one test is proof of what has been learned, but mastery grows only by continuing to face life with discipline, awareness, and courage, letting each day be another opportunity to evolve. The journey of the chosen is not measured by comfort, but by how consciously we move through each challenge. Every test, every moment of resistance is an opportunity to connect with your inner strength, to act with clarity, and to live with purpose. Passing with top marks is not just success, it is proof that you are awake, aware, and steadily mastering life from within. Take a moment to honor this transformation. Let your daily actions reflect the lessons learned: discipline in thought, courage in choice, mindfulness in every step. Celebrate quietly, not for recognition, but for the growth and wisdom you have cultivated. May each day be a chance to walk your path with awareness, to embrace challenges as teachers, and to continue refining the harmony of your mind, body, and spirit. If this journey resonates, join our community at Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and continue walking the path of mastery with us, one mindful step at a time.